Peace, fam dingo. I want to tell you a quick story about the boy who didn't listen. Very, very smart young man. Intelligent, charismatic, good looking, ambition in his eyes, full of energy and zeal for life. He came up in the ends, he came up in the hood. People I wouldn't say was poor, they were broke. Poor mentality, but they were broke. His area was full of council homes and low income families, working class. His mother and his family could only afford clothes from the catalog, which is layaway, his trainers, his clothes and stuff like that. Regardless of that, his house was filled with love. The boiler was always on the fritz, so they had to use the kettle to run the bath. Regardless of that, there was always food in the house. He never went starving. He was raised by a single mother, but there was people in his life, family members around him, friends of the family, men and women, who would give him advice from time to time. Little gems, little pockets of wisdom, little slices of wisdom, like study hard, do well in your GCSEs, pass your exams, because once you pass those first GCSEs, that the entry level, then you can build on whatever you want to do in the future. You can go to college or you can learn a trade, so study hard. His granny would always tell him, save £2 a week, my son, so you can have some savings just in case of an emergency. You should go in the partner with me. His uncles would tell him, make sure you don't have kids too young until you're stable and you know what you're doing. Always wear condoms because you don't want to have a baby with the wrong woman or a woman you're just seeing that you don't know. You're young, you're going to be active, you're going to be having sex. So always wear condom. And especially you have to watch out for those STDs. Get a job. Don't be lazy. When you get a job, make sure you pay into your pension from the first day into the last day, so you can make sure you have a decent standard of living when you get older. Save your money. Don't smoke weed. Don't drink. Stay away from that street life. Stay away from the roads, they would say. Because there's only two places you'll end up, dead or in jail. The boy used to hear this from time to time from elders that was around him. But in his mind, he never understood why these people would be telling him these things if they aren't doing it. He didn't take heed to the wisdom and their information, because as far as he was concerned, they don't know what they're talking about. They're not doing it. Why should I? This was in his youth, 13, 14, that sort of age. Let's fast forward to 10 years later, 15 years later, about 28. One day, that young boy, the little boy who didn't listen, was drunk, high off weed, and everything came to a head. He had an episode. He had a nervous breakdown. He just flipped out and went crazy. Started smashing up his house, smashing up TVs, PlayStation, shattered into bits, mirrors, ripped off walls. Crazy. They had to call the police on him to be restrained. He was damn near sectioned. He had to go and see a psychiatrist and therapist and things like that. Everyone was amazed. Like, what is wrong with this guy? What is wrong with this boy? No one knew what was wrong with him. But the little boy who didn't listen, he knew what was wrong with him. He had no education. He had no skills, no savings, was caught in the street life and doing badness, selling drugs, doing rubbish on the streets. He had problems with the boys up the road, getting caught up in this postcode war, back and forth. He had 2 children, no job, no pension, he didn't own a home, no savings. The little boy who didn't listen was me. The little boy who didn't listen, is that you? Did you get information here and there from people around you that you ignored and are now in the process of fixing your life or getting your life on track? A lot of us are the little boy who didn't listen. If you are in your 20s right now, do not be the little boy who didn't listen, because men in their 40s are kicking themselves for being the little boy who didn't listen. When I was the little boy who didn't listen, I blamed everyone. Blaming my parents. Like, why didn't my dad have my life mapped out? Why was he not a business owner and I was being groomed to take over the business? Why did my parents not start an account when I was younger so that by the time I was 18, it had matured and I would have had some money? Why didn't they force me to go to college? Why didn't someone grab me by my neck and force me to do things? The little boy who didn't listen is the little boy in most of us. We complain and say we never had no role models. We never had any examples, no mentors around us. Yes, true in most cases, but we all had people that would give us wisdom and impart wisdom on us. You can get wisdom from anywhere. The information is correct. You must take on board that information. Getting information from people that aren't doing what they're saying, okay, fine. But there is fundamentals in life that is true across the board, and it doesn't matter who's telling you it. Now, let me tell you about once I killed the little boy who didn't listen. When I got rid of the little boy who didn't listen habits, mentality, mindset, my life changed. How did I do that? Started to take accountability, extreme accountability, stop blaming my parents, put a plan on paper, got my head down and worked hard, humbled myself, reconnected with the Most High. These are the things that helped me to morph from the little boy who didn't listen until the man I am now. My life has changed so dramatically. I'm not the same person anymore, my brother. I'm doing very, very well for myself, but that came with hard work, preparation, execution, failure, humbling myself, but remaining motivated. It's taken me a decade to totally rid myself of the ghost of the boy who didn't listen. The day I decided to be intentional and take control of my life because I wanted more. And I wanted to go from the boy who didn't listen to the man with wisdom. My brothers who are in the process of reinventing and graduating from the boy who didn't listen. You can do it. There is still time. If you're serious. No more blaming. No more flogging yourself. No more kicking yourself because of what you did. No more putting the blame on everyone else. Start again. Start from scratch. And be intentional. Get yourself a why. Have a plan and work to it and stick to it and be determined and push through the hard times. Start again. Relearn yourself. The sober you. Activate the leader in you. And go from the boy who didn't listen to the man with wisdom. You young boys, don't be like the boy who didn't listen. Take heed. Listen to what elders, the wisdom that elders give you, because it may come in wrapped in a package that you don't really respect, but the wisdom and the information is very important. Believe the information in your elders. Do your research on what they say to you. I'm not saying follow anyone blindly. I would never recommend that. But do your research. Look into it. See if what they're saying has some validity. And work your plan. And start now. Where I am in my life now, I'm steady. My foundation is built. But you know, as a evolving man, we want more. We are striving. We are like trees. Like Jim Rohn said, a tree will grow as tall as it can. We must always, a tree branch, the leaf must always be stretching to the sun. That's where I am now. But I've lost out on the compound interest of success. Because I had to take the long route home. I had to do it the hard way because I was hard-headed. I was a knucklehead. Don't be a knucklehead. You know deep down if what you're doing is right or wrong. You need clarity, a clear mind, a drive and ambition and a plan. If you have a plan and you know where you want to get to, as you take the steps to get to your mission, your goal at the end, it will stop you from doing things. It will stop you from running around in these streets, breaking the law. That will put your dream in jeopardy. Having a baby will put your dream in jeopardy if it's not in a long, committed, respectful, loving relationship. Drinking too much, smoking too much, not having a job, having no qualifications will all affect your dream. That is why you need to have a plan on paper. It will marshal your steps. It will keep your life You'll have a tight life. You won't have space to be doing this, doing rubbish, messing around, drinking with these people, going to the club with these people when you're working on self. The boy who didn't listen. I'm glad that boy is no more. I'm glad he became a man, a wise man. I've got the bumps, the bruises, the scrapes. I'm not trying to steal the lesson from the young boys, but I can halve your learning curve if you take heed to what I'm saying. My older brothers, you can do it, man. Just have to be honest with yourself. You just have to be honest with yourself, my friend. And on that note, my boys, peace and power to you, fam dingo. The Hevolution will be televised. And to the man them, especially the youngers, good luck.